The feelings are complex feelings. I guess the best way to describe it is it was the worst day of my life. And in some ways, the greatest day of my life.
Rudy Giuliani is selling autographed 9/11 T-shirts for $911 through his radio station. It's so bizarre.
Well, you got to pay tribute to the 9/11 victims, but also you saw America come together. You saw America come together because this country was, it was on the war with a country that didn't believe in us. And right now we have leaders in Washington like Joe Biden doing venomous speeches that doesn't believe in American people.
What do you say to those family members who protested earlier this week and will be doing so again on Friday?
Well, nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11, unfortunately, and they should have.
Who blew up the World Trade Center? It wasn't the Iraqis, it was Saudi. Take a look at Saudi Arabia. Open the documents.
She said, you did a wonderful job on September 11. And therefore, I'm making you an honorary knight, commander of the Royal something or other.
I would like to extend my best wishes to all, even the haters and losers, on this special date, September 11th.
Donald, you have one of the landmark buildings down in the financial district, 40 Wall Street. Did you have any damage, or what's happened down there?
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest.
Jessica, it has been 21 years since 9/11 happened, and I'm an old guy, so I've seen it go through these transitions from the day it happened and the devastation and craziness to then the slow moving of every year America comes together. And I'm not sure how many years it's been this way now, but it's turned political, divisive, and then finding a way to take that moment and blame it on the opposing political party. And we haven't seen it any more perfectly done than we've seen yesterday for a lot of these issues.
Yeah, Rudy Giuliani grifting so hard, selling autographed 9/11 T-shirts for $911. That is insane. There probably isn't a harder grift than this, unless we consider, the people who worked for the CIA and the foreign policy establishment, who went around cooing other countries abroad and sending innocent working class people to go fight those wars for them, and pissing off the international community so much that we have so many enemies abroad that they want to commit terrorist attacks against us. And that's really the story of 9/11. And it doesn't have to be a divisive issue, because that's really what caused people to hate our country so much. That doesn't mean innocent people should die for it, right? We can't make light of it, because it's true that innocent working class people, first responders, people working in the towers who had no part in what our CIA has done abroad and our US military has done abroad, and they died that day as a consequence of it. And if we can take anything away from this, it's that we need to extend our democracy to our foreign policy, because so frequently we don't think of that as an issue everyday people should weigh in on, but it really is one.
I mean, to this day, it's something that's been said about so many ways that we have our foreign policy and how it then affects us as Americans and affects us as far as our international relations, even from folks we see as the allies and friends of ours. There's a certain way you have to come off, especially when we talk about how great and important and superior our nation is. But yeah, it's come a day when I decide to kind of don't say much of anything and just kind of keep to myself and remember the way that I remember, because it's from that day. What were you like? I don't want to show your age here, but everyone has 9/11 stories. I doubt you have one.
I do. So I was in 2001. I was in first or second grade, and my dad got on a plane that morning out of JFK. So we grew up 45 minutes out of Manhattan, and we could see the smoke from my house. I remember getting picked up from school. My mom was freaked out, didn't know where my dad was. And there were fighter jets going over. It was super quiet, eerily quiet. You can imagine there's a lot of plane traffic in Stamford, which is just like northeast of the city. And so super quiet. Everyone had the lights off in their house for some reason and was just like kind of hiding in their house because we had no idea what could happen next. Super scary day. One of my earliest memories.
It's insane how that's like people's one of their core early memories. And I was in school. I remember, and I was in LA, and I was thinking, what's next? And everyone from everywhere, from every campus to school to everywhere else, was afraid and worried and didn't know what exactly was going to happen. So everyone's got. I actually never heard anyone's that close to its story. So no, it's again, it should be something that's remembered and talked about for what it was, and not for what we want to use it for later.